we head to the NBA Western Conference. We're going to take a look at the San Antonio Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder for their win totals this season. Odds makers, of course, have Oklahoma City down without Durant. They have them at 45.5. And the San Antonio Spurs now without Tim Duncan, they actually odds makers have them down just a little bit from last season. Well, I mean about 10 games, but still there's reasons for that. Odds makers have the Spurs at 56.5. Let's go ahead and let's start taking a closer look at these two teams and see where we're going to make our play. First, let's go ahead and take a look at the Thunder without Durant. Last season, Oklahoma City, they won 55 games. They made it to the conference finals, only losing to Golden State in that amazing series where they were up 3-1, and they just couldn't put away the Warriors. Still, the big thing, of course, for Oklahoma City is the loss of Kevin Durant. But let's take a look at this team. They have a good coach in Billy Donovan, Russell Westbrook, arguably the best point guard in the game. Him and probably Chris Paul are right there. Steph Curry, of course. As well, you look at some of their pickups. I like Victor Oladipo, a guy who averages 16 points per game. I think Ersan Ilyasova is a little bit underrated. He could be good on both ends of the floor. Their bench is decently deep. Steven Adams looks like he's about ready to make the jump. And I think they have a good core of players. They're, like I said, they got a little bit of depth there. So 45.5, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to back over with Oklahoma City. They have one of the best NBA home courts as well. So they're very tough to win in Oklahoma City. And I expect Russell Westbrook to have one of his best seasons as long as he, remains composed at times enough to get his team involved, because we all know he can just run wild, but he's so electric and he's so awesome. I just think personally he will not allow this team to lose as many games as the odds makers have them down for this season. So look for Oklahoma City to make the playoffs again and go ahead and get over this 45.5. Pretty good cast of players there. The San Antonio Spurs, the toughest team to predict as far as win totals, because Greg Popovich, you never know what he's going to do. Last season, the Spurs, they won 67 games. They did get knocked out by Oklahoma City prior to the Thunder going to take on the Warriors. That was a little bit surprising to me. Now, mind you, Greg Popovich is my second favorite coach in the league, just behind Stan Van Gundy. But the Spurs are my favorite team. I love the San Antonio Spurs. I love how they run things. So this is a really hard pick for me to make. But 56.5, I'm going to go under with the Spurs. They're still going to make the playoffs. We know they picked up Pau Gasol. LaMarcus Aldridge is really good. Parker's getting up there a little bit. So is Manu Ginobili. But the issue is, they could win 60. The issue is, will they want to win 60, or will they push it in order to get there? They're looking at probably, a 2 seed or a 3 seed, I think, this season. They're just really hard to predict, but I'm going to go under with the Spurs. I want them to win the NBA championship. I love San Antonio, but I think under is the safest play here. I just love basketball. I just love watching these teams and how they develop and just the way they play the game. When good coaches coach the way it's supposed to be done, it's so fun to watch. So I'm going to go under with the Spurs, though, and look for them to go ahead and make a good playoff push. 2 NBA win totals there, over with Oklahoma City Thunder. I think they're going to do better than people expect. And the Spurs, I'm going to take them under just because of their temperament. I don't know how else to put it. Very hard pick for me to make. And I wish you guys luck on your picks today.